Sticks and stones may break some bones, and now words can too. That's right, it's Spell Smashers from Renegade Studios. This competition of conjugation and conjuration pits 1 to 5 players against one another in a battle for spells and spelling. Players use spell cards which contain elemental damage as well as pairings of letters to form attacks/words against malicious monsters roaming the land. Setup begins with the town board placed center. The town board has a round track in the top left corner and 5 locations that players can visit at the end of a round. You got a shaman, tavern, guild, armory, and alchemist. Place the round marker on the first space of the round track. This is the main timer of the game. At the end of round 7, the game automatically ends. Place the ale tokens next to the tavern, where you can earn them for victory points by boasting about your battle scars. Put the elixir, antidote, and tonics next to the alchemist. These single-use tokens can be expended to modify spells, heal wounds, and alter damage types. Shuffle the quest cards and place them face down in the guild. Quest cards are secret objectives that provide victory points at the end of the game. Do the same with the gear cards in the armory. Gear includes weapons and armor, both of which can provide conditional bonuses for their owner. However, only one of each type can be worn each turn. Finally, place the coins in a supply nearby. Coins are not only the currency of the game, they represent the hit points of the many monsters lurking in the shadows. Next, separately shuffle the 3 card decks, consonants, vowels, and wounds, and set them face down in draw piles nearby, along with room for discards. Do the same with the regular modifier cards and the monster tiles. Gather a number of monster crests equal to the number of players in the game and place them in a row near the board. Take the starting modifier cards, shuffle them, and deal 1 face up under each monster crest, then throw the remaining back in the box. Draw monster tiles and place them on top of each starting modifier card. Place center to make sure you display all that card info above and below. Next, place a number of coins on each crest equal to the combined coin values on the monster tile and modifier card. I'll explain all this in the gameplay section. Stay with me, people. Each player then takes a player board, player aid, and ready token with the not ready side face up. The player board has 2 spaces for gear, 1 weapon and 1 armor, and slots for completed quests, monster trophies, which you gain when you deal that killing blow to a monster, and items like ale, potions, and coins. Everyone draws 4 consonant cards and 3 vowel cards as their starting hand. The tiebreaker marker is assigned to the person who last used a dictionary, and that player starts with $0. Each subsequent player, clockwise, takes an additional $1. So the next player takes $1, the next player takes 2, etc. Gameplay occurs over 7 rounds, each divided into 3 phases: prepare words, battle monsters, and visit town. In the prepare words phase, each player first chooses their active gear for the round, 1 armor and 1 weapon. Obviously, in the first round, players will begin with just their starting stick. In future turns, unused gear is set aside for the round. Next, each player forms a single word using the letter cards in their hand, collected monster trophies, and acquired wound cards. Once their word is prepared, the player flips their ready token to the ready side. 'Cause they're ready. When all players are ready, they simultaneously reveal their chosen cards and say aloud their word and the number of letters. Hamster, 7! Spell Smashers follows Scrabble rules, so no proper nouns, and words must be at least 2 letters long. If someone misspells or plays an illegal word, they just have to spell a legal word. It's cool. Just chill, No big deal. Next, determine the initiative order by the number of letters in each player's word, longest to shortest. This determines the order of action in the Battle Monsters phase, where players attack a monster of their choosing with the spell they've formed. On a player's turn, they choose a monster and then apply the combined damage of the cards and tiles in their word. Additionally, each card has an elemental damage type: fire, water, earth, and wild, which could be any of these 3. These elements synergize with gear to provide bonus damage, and modifier cards can alter the way monsters take that elemental damage. After applying damage, the player then gains coins from the crest equal to the amount dealt. If a player deals enough to kill the monster, they take the monster tile as a trophy. Let's look at the monsters real fast. Each monster tile is a letter of the alphabet, and once defeated, the trophy can be added to a player's board for future use in future words. In the future! The modifier card underneath the monster augments the coin value and can give a special feature to the monster like damage resistance or increased attack values. Additionally, after battling, the player suffers wounds equal to the monster's attack strength even if they defeated the monster. That player must draw that many wound cards and add them to their hand. Wounds still have damage values like other cards, but they contain more difficult combinations of letters. Additionally, wounds remaining in a player's hand at the end of the game are worth -1 victory point, so heal 'em or use 'em, people! After a player has battled, they discard their word, keeping any trophies they used, and can now complete any quests they have by revealing them to the table and then tucking them face down under the bottom edge of their player board. After all players have battled, pass the tiebreaker marker to the player with the last initiative in the phase. And finally, in the Visit Town phase, players can spend cash, earn bonus victory points, and even heal wounds. At the beginning of the phase, each player draws 2 quest cards, chooses one to keep, and discards the other. Then each player may visit one building of their choice. The only exception is any player with 5 or more wounds in their hand must visit the shaman. Players can visit the tavern to boast about their scars. By paying 3 coins, the player gains ale tokens equal to the amount of wound cards in their hand. Ale tokens are worth 1 VP each. The guild allows another stab at that quest deck. The player draws 2 and keeps 1. A player may only ever have 2 incomplete quests at a time and must put one back at the bottom of the deck if they have more. The shaman allows a player to discard all their wound cards, but the price is to remove one of your monster trophies from the game. Whew, harsh. The armory allows a player to pay 5 coins and draw 2 cards from the gear deck, keeping one and putting the other on the bottom of the deck. Players can swap that gear in during the Prepare Words phase next round. Finally, the Alchemist allows the purchase of one-time use potions. Elixirs change damage type on a single card. Antidotes allow a player to discard a card and draw another. And tonics allow the changing of a single letter on a card. Players can only ever have one of each type of potion in their inventory. After everyone has visited a location, the round ends. During this time, players draw back up to 7 total cards in their hand, but if you have more than 7, you don't have to discard. Additionally, each surviving monster gets an ale token added to their crest. The first player to do damage to them next round collects all the ale tokens on that monster. Finally, replace defeated monsters by laying a new modifier card and monster tile below the crest. Advance the round marker and continue play. During round 7, the final round, the Visit Town phase is skipped. Instead, players tally their victory points. 3 points for each monster tile trophy, 1 point for every 2 gear cards, all combined VPs from quest and ale tokens, 1 VP for every 5 coins remaining, and -1 VP for each wound still in their hand. Total the points and the highest score wins. And that's Spell Smashers. I'm Becca Scott and AEIOU, an outro joke next time. You can watch me and my friends play this game and other awesome games on Game the Game, right here on Geek and Sundry. We'll see you there.